It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Kevin Carr.
And this is It's Movie Time.
Woohoo.
Now, Kevin, we're scheduled to talk about The Lost City.
Yes.
All right, so let's not lose that.
Yes, let's jump right in.
And then I just want to know your observations. I'll give you my observations about the Oscar picks and the ceremony.
Yeah, just don't insult my wife. Anyways, yes, let's go ahead and start talking about a movie.
I know. All right, so Kevin, The Lost City.
Yeah.
Now, you can look at the trailer and know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah, you know, there's always that group of movies. I remember Skyscraper with Dwayne Johnson. I remember, I don't know how you thought that was anything but what you got from that movie. And you're right, The Lost City with Sandra Bullock in a sequins dress.
Perfectly shaped for a woman in her 50s.
Well, she looks fantastic.
I know.
In her 50s, she's pushing 60.
Yeah, she's getting close, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
she looks better than I do in my 50s.
Oh, yes, she's good, yeah. And Channing Tatum.
Yes.
All right, now you know, Magic Mike, and he looks good.
Big star.
Yeah, some talent, not a whole lot.
Oh, I think he's actually quite talented.
Ah, good, all right.
Yeah, I think he's got some. I mean, I think he's got some dramatic acting chops. I mean, obviously Sandra Bullock has range too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They're both very likable on screen.
Well, they're adventurers.
Yes.
They're looking for
reluctantly.
They're looking for some kind of crown of thorns or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, there's a MacGuffin involved.
I know it.
Harry Potter wants to find it. It's very
I know Harry Potter
confusing.
is the bad boy.
Yeah.
But you know what made me think I really want more of him?
Mm-hmm.
Brad Pitt.
Yes. Yes.
Oh boy.
Well, and it's sort of irritating that people refer to it as a cameo. No, it's a
Right.
supporting role. A cameo is a walk-on, one line.
I know.
But he's not in the whole movie.
I know. And I saw someone, maybe more than one place, putting him first billing.
Yeah.
And of course, that's just their way of promoting the movie.
I suppose, but I mean, it's not like Channing Tatum doesn't have a couple hits under his belt.
I know. But isn't that interesting that even over those two, who have a long, successful careers, they would put Brad Pitt ahead of them.
Well, and I think part of that is because he's sort of had the same career, the time of his career trajectory matches Sandra Bullock. It's an odd thing because Channing Tatum's, he's a good 15 years younger than her or more, and which is fine. I mean, I'm all for that if you want to do that.
It works because she looks so good.
She looks great, and it's a reasonable relationship. I mean, it's not like if they'd done this when he was 20, it would have been a little, different.
Yeah.
But I think that's because you think of Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock kind of coming from that same era, and Channing Tatum is just a little bit later than
Yeah. So, is it fun, Kevin? That's the only thing. I mean, people are saying, do I have to go back to the theater? Is this going to impress me, or is this going to, am I going to enjoy it?
Well, here's the movie has serious problems. When you look at the story, because the whole story is she's a romance writer who is kidnapped to go find this MacGuffin in the wilderness, and then he's her Fabio cover model. He's basically a version of modern day Fabio. Right. And he goes to try and save her, and they're both incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. Usually, both fish out of usually one fish out of water and one not. But they're both fish out of, so it's a little awkward. And they have these build-ups to these jokes, and then they're like, "We don't have a punchline," and then they just fizzle out, and it's like a Saturday Night Live sketch. But they're so likable.
Yes, and
on screen.
And Kev, I hear echoes of the screwball comedy in here. It's certainly not it, but it's like it.
The big comparison I'm hearing, which I made myself, was Romancing the Stone.
Yes.
With Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas, which is more of a. I mean, that's still a lighthearted adventure, but that's more of an adventure movie. This is that screwball comedy. It's goofy and silly. So yeah, it does harken back to that kind of stuff.
And they try some of that repartee, which for me, it was good to hear it. I like them kind of machine gunning each other with their dialogue, particularly in the first part of the film.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. They're both so likable, and they have chemistry that you kind of watch and you be like, yeah, this is fun. I can forgive all the stupidity that's going on in the movie. Just because they're kind of enjoyable to watch, and that's the essence of making that kind of a movie.
And the cinematography is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it looks very nice.
It looks good. So it's a relaxing, enjoyable evening if you want out.
Yeah.
Get you back to the theater.
Yeah.
Won't demand too much of you.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'll walk out thinking it was a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go in with super high expectations.
No,
but yeah,
right.
it's a lark. It's a lark. Is it's a fun date night movie.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you go in and your expectations aren't high, you're going to get exactly what you thought you were going to get.
Yeah.
Which is not a heavy-duty film, one that'll be here and gone forever.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll be using it as a touchstone the way you just did for Romancing the Stone or
No.
Indiana Jones or whatever.
Well, one thing I did say, I did tell people, I said, if they make a sequel, we know the sequel's going to be awful. And probably will not star at least one of them. But for the first one, it's quite good.
All right, so that's The Lost City.
Yeah.
All right, now, so we're going to lose that.
Yes.
And we're now going to go to the Oscars this year's, which, let me see, occurred last week for us.
The train wreck that we had.
Yeah. All right, so let's get this out of the way.
Okay.
The slap heard around the world.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Well, here's the thing. Will Smith's 100% in the wrong. I mean, and I understand a bad joke by Chris Rock.
Oh, very
inappropriate.
bad. Very bad.
And that's fine, but that's his job. He's a comedian. And Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith and Chris Rock have been in this business of public life for longer than some of the attendees of that event have been alive.
Yeah.
So this is not new. And they were both at work. This was not two guys at a bar blowing off steam at the end of the night or at a barbecue on the weekend. This was their job. And Will Smith, you talk about premeditation, yes, he was upset, but he had to stand up, go to the stairs, go up the stairs, go across the stage.
Yeah.
And then hit him. That's inappropriate. There's no excuse for that for words. And imagine how powerful it would have been if he would have just walked up to Chris Rock, put his arm around him and said, hey man, this is a medical condition. I know it's your job to be paid to make jokes, but this was inappropriate. So please straighten up and fly right. And then walk back down. Imagine the power that would have.
Well, yes.
And I think that this level of machismo and this whole business of you have to protect, and that's fine if Chris Rock were coming at her with a baseball bat, yeah, slap him.
Yeah.
But Chris Rock made a joke. I don't care how in bad taste it was, it does not excuse that. That's assault, that's a crime. And we shouldn't normalize that sort of violent behavior.
I think also it's an indication of the self-centeredness of Will Smith, who was, as I understand, a really nice guy. But his universe is Will Smith.
And it has been for 30-some years.
It has been. And a well-deserved Oscar, as far as I'm concerned. He did a fine job.
Forever tainted now. Because it's forever tainted because of that thing.
What a lifelong punishment.
Yeah.
Unless he starts some foundation for mental issues, something like that.
Here's the thing. I'm just saying, the guy needs some help.
Yeah.
That is not a normal reaction.
No,
not for somebody who's been in the business this long.
And for the male macho, all that business, it was not good all the way around.
I think there's two ways people look at this. Some people look at this as that's a show of strength, and some people show that's a show of weakness.
Yes.
I look at it as absolute weakness.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, he's strong physically. He could knock me over.
Yeah.
But it shows no restraint. It shows no class. And I think it also shows the tumultuous relationship that he has with his wife that was just starting to bleed out into the media now because we're seeing this because she was okay. She wanted that, and I think she was happy with that response, and that's not healthy. That's not good, and there's reasons for it. Everybody, you can understand the urge to do that, but it's wholly wrong.
All right, Kev, while we're doing our cinema classics today, Kev, while we're doing it's movie time segment, I was on your old TV station and my old TV station.
Give you mistakes.
Right, and the 7 categories that I offered them, I got every one right.
Oh, really? What was the 7th outside of the big 6?
Oh, yeah.
Was it animation?
Way down. That's a good question.
I thought animation. I was surprised. I thought Mitchell's versus the Machines was going to take it.
And I hadn't seen that because I was
Oh,
I was
that's
an
a great
Encanto guy.
Yeah, well, Encanto's great. There's no flies on Encanto at all. But I just love Mitchell's versus the Machine, and it's pretty much won everything else.
All right, Kev. Well, Lost City.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Go see it. It's fun.
Oh, it is
It's
fun.
a perfect date night movie. Yeah.